Hi, and welcome to another product spotlight. My name is John, and today we're looking at this HO Scale EMD GP7 locomotive from Atlas. This comes from Atlas's Classic series, and they offer these in DCC ready form for between $184.95 and $202.95. And they also offer a DCC and sound equipped version for between $294.95 and $323.95 at the time of this recording. The model comes with everything you see here, including the DCC quick start guide, some warranty information, and exploded view drawings. I do want to mention just briefly, MSRP is the manufacturer's suggested retail price. That's what they're saying the retailers can sell these for. But what they're not saying on the website is the retailers often discount these. So your best bet would be to go to the Atlas website, see if they have the ones you're looking for, and then shop around for the best price, because chances are, if you do that, you'll find it for less than the MSRP. This is a little bit unusual because GP7s like this, in many cases, ran to the left, okay? That would be the front of the locomotive. However, in this case, the letter F over here denotes that this is the front of the locomotive. So it would be going that direction, in the direction that my pointer is facing. And if you look, you can see that the crew figure in there is also pointed in that direction. So this is the engineer's side for a locomotive that travels in the direction as we're looking at it from left to right. That would be going forward. And then from right to left would be going backwards. I've scrutinized the paint and markings on this model and found the separation lines to be crisp, the paint's evenly applied, and all the writing on the model is legible under magnification. Very crisp and clean looking straight out of the box. Here's the look at the front of the locomotive, and as I mentioned a second ago, you can see it's the front because there's an F right there. That's what that means. And it's nice because it has these separately applied, very thin wire grabs that make up the ladder, right, for roof access. And there's also a whole bunch of hose and other associated end detail on the pilot there. And here's a look at the fireman side of the front of the locomotive. Here's the fireman side of the model. And I should mention, I suppose, that all of the little sort of grill detail is molded. It's done in such a way, though, that if you were to weather this, it would look pretty convincing. Also, I will point out, since we're looking at him, that there's a crew figure on this side as well, and he is in fact facing toward the left. The rear of the locomotive has similar detail to what we saw on the front, including those very fine wire grabs that make up the roof access, and the pilot detail, all those hoses and such. Here's a look at the engineer side of the rear of the model. The roof detail on this model features a separately applied horn and then a separately applied bell as well. And the fans are actually molded, but they're done in such a way as to give a very strong appearance of depth. Looks pretty convincing. All right, it's time to run the engine. Okay, now I'm going to mute the engine and we'll run it without the sound just so that you can get an idea of what the mechanism sounds like. This is a very smooth runner and quiet too. Almost can't even hear it. All right, we'll have a look at the lights now. The lights are directional and come on with the F0 key. And as you can see, the number boards come on with the headlight. And when I put the model in reverse, the rear headlight and number boards come on. So this model is pretty solid. It doesn't really stack up in terms of super detailing, compared to some of the models that we see out on the market these days. But what it lacks in details, I think it makes up for in running qualities because it's a really solid and smooth runner. When I had it on the low speed, that was on step 1 of 128, and it was really crawling. So good job, Atlas. I'll see you all next time.